called the World Wide Web. So it is Cypher Sigma here, and this is a little bit of a different video, as you can tell from the title. So yes, is being positive a bad thing? So I've had as you will see, quite a lot of YouTubers have been doing a lot of different videos. Nowadays, there have been a lot of critique. I say this is generalised in movies, in toys that I follow, obviously to link to my other channel and stuff like this. And I recently watched a 1 hour and 40-minute video of Mr. Beast being interviewed, and there was a few things that just kind of hit home from that I'd already been thinking about and kind of wanted me to make this video. Obviously, so to get it, so is being positive a bad thing? So I will kind of go into the story of the so if you haven't seen it, obviously it's Mr. Beast. If anyone knows him, he's been interviewed by a bloke from Dragon's Den. I think he's a British entrepreneur, obviously doing quite well for himself, and they talk about like what Mr. Beast has gone through and stuff like this, and they get to one point and they mention about like his videos and what he does, and some of the stuff is like helping people. So if you don't know and you haven't watched Mr. Beast videos, supposedly 2% of the world have seen his videos. He's like dug wells in third world countries. He's made, got prosthetics to help people walk, help people who are blind to see and stuff, and done this. And yes, people can consider this that he's doing it just to get the views, but from what his perspective is, he says, when you see these videos of people like that do the mansions, or where he does like the £1 or $1 to like $1 million and all this stuff, he normally gets quite positive stuff across the board. These videos seem to inspire people to send him death threats and stuff like this. He says he's just trying to make people aware of these issues. The same way with Feastables, which I didn't know. I've not had a Feastable. I am tempted now to try it, even though they are expensive. Obviously, the cocoa beans that produce the chocolate, basically most of them, if they come from Africa, they are, I think it's almost 50% of it is by child labour, and he doesn't want to do that. So he's trying to source it a different way. Probably explains why it's so expensive. But from what I can gauge from this video and what I've seen, he seems to have a positive mind on his head, and he's trying to make people aware of these issues. Whether he's going to change them or not is another thing, but he seems to be going that way, the way of helping people out of houses and seeing this stuff. I'm sure there are, maybe there are, it does help with views, but I mean, if you're going to get a lot of negativity back, it does. And he uses the example of saying a fellow YouTuber, he's always buying a mansion. He said in the video, it was mostly positive. Yeah, you buy your mansion. He said, I could easily buy mansions, but I'm trying to use my money a bit more responsible. Which is, which I see, and this is kind of, it resonates with me. So very much, I, with the move, we'll take the movie side of things first, rather than going with the toys, because there is a bit more toys, but a bit more discussion of the toy side of things that I will go into as well, as another video I watched. So with movies and stuff, I try to always be positive. If you see my movie reviews, as I rank everything from 1 to 10. This is so there is a lot of leverage to change where things, I think if you have it with 5, it just for me is too tight. You can do 0.3, 0.2, 0.1, 0.4, 0.7, 0.8. There's so many from like 5 to 6 for each one. There's like 9 incrementations, almost 10 mostly. And you can give little reasons. I always kind of base mine as 7 is like an average movie. It's something it's worth at least going to see. 5, sorry. 7 is essentially, it is quite a good movie. And then obviously when it hits the 8s, 9s, it's like a very, very great movie. Obviously these always depend, because I always watch one movie and then try and watch it like a year later, just to give it enough time to separate yourself from all the online media and people's opinions and stuff like this. And I will use a prime example of Dune. I love Dune. I watched Dune 2. There was so much positivity out there, and people were, oh, it's amazing, you've got to go see it. That actually put me off enjoying the movie in bits. So this is where I've taken a long time, and I will pick a copy up and watch it, because it's been so long and I can separate myself from that and just enjoy it for what it is. But this is just my personal opinion. The reason why I do this, and I say I rank everything 5, I think there's only been 2 films in the 2 and a bit years I've been doing this that have ranked under 5, and they've only been like 4 or something. The main reason for this is that movies are subjective. We all know this. It's like art, you know, anyone can do it. Every person has their own opinion, and you know that can be influenced by the people around you. I am aware that I have a small following online, but it is a bigger platform than some, you know, a lot of the people who aren't on YouTube have. This is why I try to be quite positive. Why I give stuff 5 or above, because I think everybody should watch it. You know, there are a lot of aspects that come into consideration of how you are feeling, what you are going through. You know, just personal relationship wise, if you've been stressed out by work, if something relates to you. And I use the exact same thing I've used this last year. So Shazam 2 came out. It is not a great movie. It came out and I watched it a day or 2 after, unfortunately, one of my friends, and I've known quite a long time, unfortunately passed away in his sleep. You know, it's quite a it's quite a hard thing to go through when you lose somebody, but that film will always remind me of that person and the good memories that I had with them. So even though I know it's not a great movie, I will always have that link to it, and that's why I would probably rate that movie higher. I mean, I've rewatched it and said it's not that great even, but every time I watch that movie, every time I think of that movie, it's going to remind me of my friends, just because of the circumstances, and that's why it might elevate in other people. And this is something to consider. You know, and this is why I try to be, I hope I'm very positive across the board when talking about stuff. I may be wrong, you know, there are some stuff I just don't like, but I'm always the person that, and I kind of use this example with, I believe the earth is round. You know, I have my reasons. I would still, if I had the time, sit in a room with, like, say, however many people who will believe this flat out and listen to their conversations. I think, and something I've learned through my life, is that there is always more than one side of the coin. There is always different opinions, and I am always open to listen to them and at least take it in of what people are saying, regardless of if I believe it or not, because I think I don't have kind of a narrow view on stuff, which shows why I like so much stuff and I'm so open-minded to a lot of things. So the reason, sorry, I've got, you know, this is just my opinion, and this is why I am quite positive. I say across the board, and you do find, and you find a lot of YouTubers find this, that because there is a lot of negativity, there is a lot of hating on people and stuff, it does drain you doing a YouTube channel. Even though I'm a very small channel and stuff, I still put a lot of work, or try to put a lot of work and do stuff. Some of it is, you know, a lot of filming stuff, going places, doing stuff. Most of it is what I would be going to places I would be going to anyway, but filming it, editing it, and doing all this stuff does take time. And obviously when you're YouTubing, you don't earn, you know, you're not a big YouTuber, you don't earn money from it. You know, you are costing it, but it is a hobby and it is enjoying it, as I say, because I have this platform and people seem to be enjoying my videos. This is why I put them out there. But the reason, going back to why, and sorry, I keep spiraling off, is that I am very positive, but I do see a lot of negativity around me. Say, Mr. Beast, I see what he's saying. I've seen a lot of other videos around, and this is, I'm not going to name names, these are not related to people necessarily that I know or to speak to. So, you know, I'm not mentioning AJ or thing, it's not related to them, it's just a generalised that when you have a look, there are a lot of videos out there that say, you know, the death of physical media. Because that question is never defined, it comes across quite negative. But people do these things because they get views, and the same when I switch to the toy side of things. So there is a new Spider-Man that's just been announced. It is £50. There are people out there who are bashing on it, you know, on Facebook groups, they are slamming it, you know, why are they paying 50 quid for this figure, blah, 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 blah. There is even this YouTube, I've never seen him before, but he had like this 20-minute video speaking about this figure. So what I did is I watched it, and literally for 20 minutes, he is bashing on the fact that it is overpriced, we're all gullible for buying it, you know, you're all stupid, and then ends his video, you know, he goes, oh, but you notice all the YouTubers that I recommended this figure are linked to Big Bad Toy Store, which seems to be the main supplier of this for the US, at least, from what I can tell from what this person's saying. But as I say, he then ends this video and goes, well, you know, this is my job, and I can buy this figure for my channel, it's tax deductible, and you guys watching this one video has already paid for me to buy this figure. And this is where I'm showing is negativity being positive. You literally do a 20-minute video saying how you hate the company and hate on this figure and all this stuff, and you don't think this is going to happen. But literally then you say, because of all these people who've watched this video, if you slaying it off, you get to buy it for free. So, and this is, it kind of blows my mind. I have very much been brought up to be very positive about it. You know, people have different opinions, people like different stuff, and you know, same can be said. I'm not the biggest Bond fan. Obviously, there are Bond news outlets and stuff. I don't have many of the movies, but I will watch stuff if it interests me and stuff like this. It all depends, because I'm very open. Not everybody's like that, but this is that I see this mindset that it seems to be very much in this day and age. And I think it's kind of like the news was maybe in the 90s, early 2000s stuff. You know, you watch TV and you watch news, mostly it's negative news. You know, there's fires here, there's been a stabbing, there's been a killing, this person's been robbed, you know, this person's living in poverty and stuff like this. It's all negative news, but we seem to gravitate towards this, and it kind of blows my mind a bit. Same with like Mr. Beast. You know, you try and do something for a good cause. Yes, he's videoing it, and yes, he's doing it to get views, because he is running a business. But for him, he does this good deed and it earns him money. It means he can do another video down the line to help somebody else with a different condition, or people with other this. And I think that's I'm sure there is part of it, even though he will maybe not admit it, that it's not all because he wants to be a good person. You know, some of it does probably help with views, but I mean, if he gets a lot of backlash as well, that's something you do have to contend with being a content creator. I try not to be negative and stuff. It's hard sometimes. You know, I've never been a perfect person. We're all human beings. We're all made up of all these different emotions and stuff. And unless we had no emotions, and it was like the movie Equilibrium, you would live, you know, and we had no emotions. That's the only way for us to kind of have no poverty and all this stuff. But it never happened. It's just a realisation. But yeah, sorry I rambled on and I've gone off on a few tangents, but yeah, essentially this is what I see. I mean, I don't know if you see it. Please let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comments below. But it seems strange in this world for me, for me to be on this platform, to be sharing a hobby, to be sharing movies, something I enjoy, something I like, something I talk about, obviously with guys on live streams and my friends and stuff like this. And it seems that you can do that and you can join it and share something you love. But when you're trying to do good and something, you know, it's pooed on, so to speak. You know, you get all this bad negativity, but you know, you turn around and you slate, you know, I use the example of it, you know, I hate this figure, I think it's going to be rubbish and stuff. But thank you all gullible people for watching my video, because now I can afford it to buy it myself, and it doesn't cost me anything, and you know, and people eat into this. And maybe it's me. For me, I'm always like, share some positivity. So probably the message to end this is obviously, hope you enjoy watching this video. As I said before, please let me know your thoughts and things about this in the comment below. If you like my channel, please like and subscribe if you want. But I mean, the main thing, rather, you know, don't like, subscribe, you don't need to do that. Put some positivity out there. You know, this week, this month, if you see the possibility of doing a good deed, helping someone out, for whatever, even just being kind, helping someone across the road, or just saying hello to a person who's maybe having a bad day, I prefer you to do that. You know, hopefully this video does put a bit of positivity down the road, even if it will come across negativity to some people. I've been Cypher Sigma Screen Time. Thank you for watching my video, and I shall see you in the next one.